Hell, it's about time.
Hello everyone and welcome to Action RPG. I'm your host Aaron, and for today's video we're headed to the world at long last of Titan Quest II. Yes, as you have probably seen or heard, out of nowhere the Titan Quest II demo dropped yesterday on Epic and Steam. And you just go there, you request access, takes a couple hours, and then they let you play. Or on to Epic, you can get it instantly if you want to go that route. So we streamed for over 5 hours yesterday playing Titan Quest II, and I'm gonna do my best to kind of give you my opinion on this game. And again, this is very, very early demo content, so just try and keep that in mind. Now you could probably hear it. One thing I wanna say right off the bat, they crushed the audio in this game. Oh my gosh, the ambiance and the audio and the music while you are playing, absolutely crushed it. Love it. Even the song you're hearing right now. Love it. All right, let's create a character. Play. We had Big Boy from yesterday and Zap Zap. Don't ask, we were just creating names as a community. So when you go to create a new character, you got two options, male and female. That's it. And you can't actually make your character, but they give you 16 presets. So you can go in and pick whichever one you want. You got all different shapes and sizes. This was Big Boy yesterday. So we'll just pick a random, here we go. Perfect. We are now logged into the demo, and I want to start with the visuals inside of Titan Quest II, and I need to retract a previous statement that I made. I used to say that the trailer, the demo from Gamescom, the visuals looked very so-so. Now that I have played this demo on Titan Quest II on max settings, the game looks really, really good. The Unreal Engine pops, and I gotta say they've done some pretty cool stuff in here. So in this little village, like, you can interact with all the little stuff. There's lots of breakables in the game. When you run across grass, you could see it swaying. You've got the leaves, you've got the environment, you've got the water. But there's something else I really like about this game. So first off, they give you these little lookout scenes where the camera kind of pans out and you could see everything. You could see the fish in the water, but there's something else I really like, and that is the camera angle. Check this out. That is how far you could zoom in, and look at how far you could zoom out. That's like almost World Boss Diablo 4 camera angle. I like that you can kind of pick where you want for your combat. Very, very cool. Also, this game, you're going to be interacting with the environment. You're going to be jumping over caverns. You're going to be climbing walls. And I like it when they make these games vertical, where you're going up and down, not just a linear path, which is great as well. Also sticking with the visuals. So for example, here is this light armor that I have on. When you look at the 2D art compared to the 3D render, and then you compare that to in-game, that looks pretty damn close. I like it when the picture to the inventory screen to the in-game matches. Obviously, it's not perfect, but it's pretty damn close. So now let's show off some combat. I'm a few minutes into the demo. I am level 3. I've selected my first mastery, which is Warfare. And now I'm going to show you some Spin to Win. All right, let's find some enemies.
Kill the wolves!
Wolves! Huh?
Well, yes,
Side quest.
I'm stuck in this jar. No, you can't open it. But you can get into the shrine of Hermes in the cave southwest of here, so that craven card can fix this.
Now here's a basic attack, which you start with. Come here, wolves. Basic attack. Spin to win. Combat feels okay. And again, it's always hard to rate combat in an early in an ARPG. If you looked at PoE 2, people were complaining it's so slow, it takes forever, it's a slog, it's not what I'm used to. And by the end, you are absolutely blasting. So not a ton to really talk about from a combat perspective. I'm sure just like any other ARPG, it will improve and get faster over time. But the visual on that Spin to Win, so check this out. Watch my axe. So my axe specifically. See how he's twirling it? I was like, oh, that's pretty cool. I really like the animation for the spin to win in this game. I thought they did a really, really good job. And for the most part, even this early on, you could almost spin forever. So now let's talk some character customization. And not gonna lie, I'm a little nervous in this category. Now, just like Titan Quest 1 and Grim Dawn, you pick 2 masteries, and the game is going to launch with 4, or at least 4 at early access. You're gonna have Storm, Earth, Warfare, and whatever the Rogue one is called. So we just unlocked our 2nd mastery, and we will select Storm. Yes, I'm sure. So now we have 2 masteries to select from: Warfare, which is what I'm spec'd into right now with our spin to win, and Storm. And obviously, the more masteries, the more combinations, and the kind of cool, fun things you can do with synergy on these. Now, every single time you level up, at least in the demo, you get 3 active points and 3 passive points. So you can put these wherever you want. And when it comes to character customization, at least right now, you have your progression in your gear. So your gear will get better. You have your attribute points where you get to pick between agility, vigor, might, and knowledge. So you got your gear, you got your attributes, and then you have your active skills and your passive points. I think that is it when it comes to character customization, but we will have to wait and see. So that does feel pretty basic, but there is kind of a Diablo 3 selection that goes on here. So let me explain. So when you're looking at my spin to win, as I level up and put points into this skill, it unlocks these basically modifier slots that I have. So I've put 9 points in, so now I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 different modifiers. And you could pull these in, you could move them around. It doesn't cost any gold whatsoever to respec from these modifiers. So on here, the first modifier is Whirlwind. This is what actually makes the skill spin to win. And then we could ramp up over 3 seconds while channeling, damage is increased. And then it'll show you it does less damage overall, at least until you get the ramp up period, and it costs more energy. And then we have 2 extra points, so you can look around, and we can go into vitality damage. And bam, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We have put our 6 points in, and we have 3 full modifiers here at the top. So this is the actual character customization. It's the modifiers within the skill. And then on the flip side of that, you can go over to the passives. And as you level these up as well, these will also get modifiers, 2 modifiers that they are calling feats. And on here, the first modifier I have is physical damage, but we could go into pierce damage and bleed power, or we can go into strike damage and stagger power. So not a ton of options, but obviously the way you are building your character, you're going to want to pick the modifiers correct for your tree. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you the boss of this demo. This is the Griffin fight. This is who you are hunting, and this is going to be a clip from last night's stream. You'll see a different skill. This is me using my fire ground stomp, and I apologize for the quality. Twitch was being weird last night, but what I want you to focus on is I'm using a controller in this fight. I almost never, I mean literally 5 years on YouTube, almost 2,000 videos, do I recommend a controller? I think this game actually plays better on controller. As far as the targeting, you're not missing as often, and it has full hybrid controller support. So you can use your controller, put it down, use your keyboard and mouse, and vice versa. It works really, really well. Enjoy the Griffin fight. Dude, that thing is hard to get away from. of here, Griffin. Look at that controller action. I am now logged into my level 8 Lightning Spear Mage so you can see what some spells look like and a more synergized character looks like. And just know we are about to hit level 9 in the demo. This is actually the very end part of the demo. Now, as we recap Titan Quest 2, I think audio and visuals look pretty damn good, and the audio is awesome. I think combat and pacing is fine, nothing to write home about, but obviously this is a very early demo, and you know, just like PoE 2, it starts off slow and then by the end you are blasting, so we're gonna wait and see how that goes. We should level up right here. My biggest concern right now is the ability to tinker with builds. Boom! Level 9. I don't want another Diablo 4 where you are stuck in meta and you can't do off-meta builds. So I'm hoping that later on through gear and through added customization to the skill trees and passives, you can do more with your character. But like I said earlier, I think overall, I didn't expect a lot from Titan Quest 2 based upon what we saw at Gamescom. And I thought this demo was, hey, this actually is pretty solid. So I'm hoping for a bright future with Titan Quest 2. I really, really enjoyed Titan Quest 1, but overall this was pretty good. So let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. This is the very end of the demo. You come to the boat and you sail away and they tell you thanks for playing. So let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Please like, share, and subscribe if you think I've earned it. Check out actionrpg.com. It's in its beta phase, but it is launched. So you can go there right now. It's non-monetized. We're just looking for people to click links and let us know what you think. I'm done. Hopefully you were entertained or at least learned something. Aaron, out.